He's very demanding now that he is. What do you call it? It's not a. Is it a fiance? I guess
it's a fiance either way.
Yeah. So he's now a fiance.
Engaged.
So now he's just thinking he's running the show.
But when it's the girl,
where did they go? By the way,
when it's the
left.
girl, I think it's 2 E's is fiance. 2 E's and then fiance is 1 E.
Oh, okay.
Fiancé.
I guess. What does that mean? What does that mean exactly in French? Fiance.
I think
because
it's
that's
like
French, right? That's
yeah, but
French.
it's like to be or betrothed or something.
Okay. Yeah, well, we did. Well, I like the little bug you put down in the bottom of the corner of the screen. That's nice.
So Cody informed me. I thought that I dreamed this, but apparently this was true. I thought I dreamed that Gus woke up in the middle of the night and was crying and his crate needed to be let out. And
you put Gus in a crate at night?
Yeah, it's called crate training.
Why?
So
Gus ought to have a thing at your bed.
He choose any bed that he lays on. We've gotten him beds before, so he sleeps on. We have a
well, he gets his bed. Why can't he?
You don't even like dogs. Don't start to try and get on me about this.
I don't dislike dogs.
Okay, so this is what he does.
Don't have them.
He sleeps with us on the weekends. We have joint custody with him in the crate. So he sleeps with us on the weekends, and then during the week, he sleeps on a kind of a thick foam, like furry pad, and then has blankets in it. So it's very cozy. But anyways, he was whining and needed to be let out last night, and so what I thought was a dream actually was true. Cody woke me up and was like, "Go let Gus out," and I said, "Are you kidding me?" And I rolled back over and didn't get up. And so Cody had to get up. So I just texted him before I got here and said, I said, "Did Gus wake up in the middle of the night or did I dream that?" And he goes, "No, he did. You refused to get up." And I said, funny. Yikes. Sorry.
That's funny. All right. Hey, welcome in. We are rolling here on the pre-show, and today is a big day.
It is.
Because it all came to a head Friday night.
It really did. Friday afternoon changed Caleb's life forever.
He's
now an engaged man.
He is the heir to the Hootens Arkansas football magazine empire.
Very fancy.
He's a magnate now.
He's kind of glowing. You know how pregnant women have like a pregnancy glow? He has an engaged glow.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is, first let's backtrack to last week at this time at the pre-show.
You were very upset.
What was I was very upset. What was the one thing I requested? Since
we get a video?
Since we got shot down with the planning of the thing and being invited to the thing.
Which we didn't need to be invited to the thing. I think you overestimate how important we are in this relationship.
I don't know about that.
I think we are. But you wanted a video.
I requested a video for the patrons.
Right.
The patrons have been on this roller coaster journey of when is Caleb going to tie the knot? When is he going to pop the question to Ellie? They have been waiting. They have taken this ride with us.
You have a video.
No, he doesn't have a video.
That's
video? The thing.
Why?
No. He's got no video.
Explain yourself.
We didn't want an awkward, or we didn't want to I didn't want to throw her off with an extra person being there.
I thought you said the photographer's sister was going to come.
Well, she was.
He said he didn't want, those of you, because he doesn't have the mic on for some reason, those of you that are listening, he said he didn't want to throw Ellie off with an extra person being there.
I also didn't want an awkward recording of me just talking.
And didn't
No,
want
but it's sweet.
Awkward recording of him just talking. Look.
I think it's sweet.
Well, of course it is.
And really, nobody cares what you say. They care about her reaction.
Exactly.
They don't really care about that.
Yeah. TJ.
We're disappointed in you.
The real story is he didn't want to get him crying on camera.
Did you cry?
He didn't want to. Did he?
Yes, you did.
TJ said he didn't want.
Liar. He
was
cried.
gonna get himself
He's a
cried
baller.
on camera. Well, I'm very disappointed, but we've got pictures.
Did she cry? Did
she
you
did.
cry?
Right.
That's such a lie.
Did her parents cry? Did they really? They knew this guy is going to take over the magazine soon.
This is our future. I think
it's
that's
all
really
downhill
sweet.
from now.
I love a video of a proposal, though.
I know.
That's really sweet.
So what we're going to have to do is be left with still shots that we'll show in the aftercast.
That's all right.
And
it's
we'll
not
get
what
the
we
whole
wanted,
story.
but it'll do.
We'll get the whole. Yeah, this is what this has turned out to be. You see this right up here? It says Steve and Bethany. We should be able to call our shots at some point.
No.
But no.
No.
We get shot down. Everybody changes stuff on us all the time. Hey, Caleb, will you take a video? Please take a video. All right, man, we'll do it. No,
No.
we don't have a video.
No, but this
That's
is
the text.
listen,
Did I show you the text? That's what I
No.
got. I
That's
sent a
what you
text
said?
to him. No, I just sent a text to Caleb.
I
said,
love how you're like gingerly holding your finger up.
well, I have to because it hurts. It really does. I was like, I said, hey, do we have a video of the engagement? And he says, no, we don't, with a laughy emoji. That's not a laughy emoji kind of thing. It's a welch on your word is what that is.
I'm sorry. That's pretty rude. I will say this. In Caleb's defense, I'm as disappointed as anybody that we didn't get a video. But in Caleb's defense, I've learned men that are about to be engaged or engaged lose at least half of their brain cells in that moment. Because
He said that's so true.
Yes.
Because you're so nervous, I guess.
Well, no, but you're just like locked in, like focused. Like when my brother-in-law got engaged, you couldn't tell him to do anything leading up to it. Like he would forget stuff or like.
Well, yeah, that's the one
just
track
he
mind.
was, because he was just thinking about it. So it's not his fault. I think one track mind. That's the
Well,
thing.
I didn't expect Caleb to take the video. I just had somebody
You
else.
didn't want him to strap a GoPro to his forehead, like hoping that one throw her off.
Well, he didn't want to go the extra mile for this. He wouldn't have gone and done that. But yeah, why can't mom? Why can't dad or somebody? Hey, you've got a
you
phone.
can't have anybody that she knows there, because then she'll be like, "Why is my mom here?" That
but they were
immediately
there.
is like a red
They
flag.
were there though, right, Caleb?
We had an after party.
Oh,
An
just had the after
after
party,
party,
so
yeah.
they weren't on scene when it happened. Okay, well, that's a little bit of.
I mean, at the
excuse.
very least, we hoped that you would have hired somebody to like be in a ghillie suit, like they're
What's
hunting.
a ghillie suit?
It's what people wear when they're like going in the swamp, like what the military wears, the stuff that makes you look like Bigfoot or something. You know what I mean?
Camo.
It's called no. It's the stuff that has. It's like camo, but it has stuff on it, like moss and stuff to make you blend in with your environment even more.
Gotcha.
People wear it that are like hardcore hunters, or the military uses it, and it's called a ghillie suit.
I'm not
The
doubting.
more
it.
you know.
I'm not doubting it.
Somebody could have worn that and like hid in the bushes.
Sure. Yeah, that would have been out of place at Saline County Courthouse.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You see people walking around in ghillie suits.
You see people, all kinds of people.
All kinds.
All kinds of people.
Yeah,
all
it would've
right.
been
So we'll get all the story and pictures.
I want at least pictures. Yeah.
Here coming up in the aftercast. So that'll give you a reason to stick around here as we get things started here. On episode 43. Isn't that right,
43?
Caleb?
It's 43.
It's 43, yeah. So.
All right, let's do it.
Let's roll.
You ready?
Yes.
You don't look ready.
I am ready. Go ahead and start.
It's episode 43.
All right, welcome in. Actually, we need to do that again. Do the episode thing again. Say it again, because I forgot to do the open that I promised last week.
Oh, okay. It's episode 43.
Welcome back to the Steve and
There you
Bethany
go.
Hopecast. Yeah, doesn't that feel more familial?
I like it.
We've missed you. We've been here, and now we're welcoming you.
It's been a week.
Back.
Welcome back.
It has been. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon, evening, morning, overnight, whenever you choose to listen.
Whenever you're listening. Thanks for being here.
Thankful that you are listening all around the world, and it's been a fun week around
It has.
here.
Lots going on. Yeah, we had our good friend and producer Caleb get engaged over the weekend, and so we'll be talking about that in the aftercast. That is for patrons only. So if you're a patron, you're going to get that story, but if you're not yet, you should go ahead and join. It's patreon.com. Our tiers start at $5. You get a ton of bonus material. You get the podcast early, ad-free, all kinds of good stuff.
And it's double the content.
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
double the content every week for $5 a month. Then if you want to go higher, that's all
even
kinds
more.
of bonuses.
Even more. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so be sure to join us on Patreon and tell your friends all about it.
Absolutely, and the link is at the show notes page. So
right
just click right there, and it'll take you right to it. So how was your week been?
It's been pretty good. I had somewhat of an adventurous weekend because my husband's brothers and uncle kind of like concocted this plan to test out peanut butters and do like a peanut butter taste test. They came up with this idea late at night and said, "Come over, we're trying peanut butter." I was like, "All right, I'm in." So it was pretty fun. We lined up at a table and like tested, what was it, like Jif, Great Value, Skippy, Peter Pan, Reese's brand. I think that was it. And just blind taste test to see if we could tell the difference. I was not confident, and I got none right.
Really?
Like, yeah, they were really official with it. They had a spreadsheet in front of us where we had to rate the
That
taste.
sounds like your husband.
Then no, that sounds like his uncle.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was
Okay.
all his Uncle Andrew. Yeah, he came up with a spreadsheet for it, and we had to rate like the flavor profile and then which one we thought was best, and then we had to write down which one we thought was which, and I didn't get any right
Really?
at all. No.
Now, the thing I have learned about Reese's peanut butter in the jar
Yeah.
tastes nothing like Reese's cup.
No, I was just really disappointed.
I
thought it was
was
going to be
shocked.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew there
No, I
wasn't
thought
going
it
to
was
be
gonna
chocolate in
I thought
there.
it was going to be like chocolate and peanut butter swirl or something, like a Reese's cup.
No, but to me, because I fell for it. I bought of course, we'll never have them as sponsors now, but I fell for it.
I'm sure they're watching
and
this.
I bought the thing thinking, well, I love Reese's peanut butter cups. It's like my go-to candy, right?
Right.
Well, I'm going to love the peanut butter.
No.
Not so much.
No.
Not so much.
Well, and this is the thing, too. So my husband's family is a Jif family.
mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only brand of peanut butter you buy.
Right.
When I was a kid, my mom was like, what's cheap? Let's buy that. Like,
Right,
I
right.
don't care. We are not, this is I think the biggest difference between our families. My family is not a brand family. We're not very loyal to any particular brand of fill in the
Really?
blank. Yeah, like
Oh.
peanut butter or
Uh-huh.
laundry detergent. Like, we don't care. My husband's family is very particular on what they buy. If it's Jif peanut butter because it's the best peanut butter, or, you know, Gain laundry detergent because that's the best laundry detergent. Like, they're very particular about that. And so, as a result, when I got every peanut butter kind wrong, I actually rated Jif as the worst tasting. I didn't know it was Jif. So I rated it as the worst tasting. And my brother-in-law, Tyler, who, by the way, he told me this. He goes, yeah, before I left my house to come here, I took 2 big spoonfuls of Jif peanut butter to, like, get my palate ready to remind me of what it tastes like. And he got it right.
He took it very seriously.
Oh, yeah, he got it right. And as a result, I got absolutely roasted when I rated Jif as the worst tasting. They joked that I was going to get kicked out of the family. Like, my mother-in-law, she texted me and said, make me proud, like, pick Jif.
Really?
And I didn't. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
now, I'll say with my
But
family
they all
growing
tasted
up,
the same. This is the thing. It
Really?
I wasn't even rating, like, best or worst. I was just like, I don't know, this tastes like peanut butter. This one tastes like peanut butter. I'm just going to guess. Like, there was no strategy behind it.
my family at my house, you know, we aren't really super particular, but there are a few things
Yeah.
that we'll just like, hey, I'm not going to skip on this.
Yeah.
You know, like toilet paper. We're getting the good stuff.
I will say that is the one thing my family is like, no.
Right.
We're at least 3
Now,
ply.
yeah.
4 ply.
And peanut butter, though, I think falls into that category. We're either Jif or Skippy. And the reason I had never done Skippy before, but our next door neighbor worked at the Skippy plant for like decades. And she
Oh,
would bring
really?
us over like samples. And I'm like, hey, this is pretty good. So we did Skippy too for a time. But for the most part, there's not necessarily.
I feel like I've become more brand particular since getting married because Cody only likes Jif peanut butter. That's what he grew up on. So that's kind of what he prefers. So I get Jif peanut butter for him. I get, Sprite and Dr. Pepper. Like, those are kind of his favorites. I get a certain brand of ginger ale. That's his favorite. Like, things like that where, I don't know, I really wasn't aware before. I would just really, as a kid growing up, we would just kind of buy whatever. Like, it
Really?
it didn't really matter. I'm trying to think if there was anything that, like, my mom was really particular on. I feel like it was just toilet paper and paper towels. That was it.
That's crazy. So, how was my weekend? Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I
was about to ask you that.
I nearly bled out. I don't know if you could get a
So dramatic.
a shot of that. So you can't really, and I can't. It's my middle finger, and Bethany doesn't want me to just show you the middle.
No, don't show them the middle finger. That's rude.
I don't. Well, it's
We
the
know
injury
it. We
that's
know what
there.
you mean, but
Yeah,
We
right.
know.
So for the patrons,
Don't
at
make
home,
that-
For
don't
those
make
of
that
you,
gesture.
those of you that are just listening to the podcast, I have
he has all of his fingers up.
I have all of my fingers up, and I just barely have all of the digits, on my left hand, because
Those are pretty nasty.
I did have a little nasty.
It's a
cut.
little gouge.
I was messing with a folding table, those kind of tables that fold in the middle, and I was out on a radio remote for my other job, and it caught me. It pinched me really pretty hard, and I thought, okay, I looked at it because it was very deceiving. I looked at it, and it looked like it just tore like a layer of the skin.
Yeah.
I thought that hurts. but I'm going to be fine, right? Then the next thing I know, I'm feeling my heartbeat in my finger.
Oh my word!
No, this is true. I swear. I swear. I'm feeling it, and then all of a sudden, it's just red. I look down, it's just red. So I start to, kind of, and I'm like, I'm in a bank parking lot outside. I've got no medical equipment here. I've got nothing. I've got my radio gear, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the clients hadn't really showed up yet, so I'm just bleeding, and I'm trying not to get blood on, like, the tablecloth.
Oh, so you did this, like, right off the bat. I
thought
this was
setting up. No.
I thought this was at the end when you're tearing down.
No, this is setting up. This is before I even get there. And so one of the ladies from the bank that I was at, she came to me. She goes, and she kind of looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes." I kind of caught my finger, and then I showed it to her, and her eyes just got like saucers, and she was like, "I got to get you a Band-Aid or something." I mean, I don't think you have arteries in your finger, but I hit one. Yeah, and it just gushed.
This is the thing too about you. You downplay most. Like you're weird because you can either downplay everything or you're over dramatic about everything. And in that situation, I think you're the kind of person that if you really did hurt yourself like badly, like a gash or something, you'd be like, "Hey, if it's not too much trouble,
it's kind of the way I was.
Just give me but you know what? Actually, I can hold my open wound. It's fine. I'll just keep pressure on it. No big deal. Like you could be like that, or you could be like, I'm dying. But most of the time, you downplay stuff.
Well, that's kind of what I did, and she brought me some napkins, and finally got a Band-Aid.
You could have your leg like severely injured, torn off, and you'd be like, "Hey, if it's not too much trouble, could you call an ambulance? You could be having a heart attack.
Be a burden."
Well, okay, so like Cody, one of his coworkers, has been having heart pain for 2 months and just now decided to go to the ER.
Really?
Yes. He's like, "Yeah, my heart's been bothering me for a couple months." I said, "Steve, is that you?" So that is something that he would do.
But here's the thing. Because I lost so much blood, I'm petrified now that I'm going to get a call because I've got DNA just scattered all over that bank parking lot. So whatever crime
were you
commits.
flinging your finger around?
Well, yeah, I was because I didn't have anything. I mean, I had nothing to wrap my finger in. So I'm shaking it off, and the blood is just going everywhere. Well, what was I supposed to do?
You're supposed to wait. Your blood clots. You're supposed to wait.
I was losing consciousness.
Just push. Oh my word. Okay, there's the overdramatic side coming out. No, you're supposed to put pressure on it and just wait. If I've learned anything from watching crime television, many documentaries, it's that you're supposed to just put pressure on it and just wait. You'll be all right.
All right. Well, here we got our main focus today is conflict.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about conflict coming up, about conflict in marriage, more specifically, and that really most important relationship that we have with another person. How do you handle it, and how do you make sure that disagreements don't turn into great big blow-ups, and that you can kind of fight fair. Yeah. We're going to be talking about that coming up. Also, real quickly before we get to that, Tees for Bibles is our ministry arm, and it's something that we are so thankful for that you guys have kind of jumped on board with, because we're selling T-shirts in order that we can provide Bibles for people around the world that don't have access to them in their own language, which is awesome. And we got a ton of designs, styles, colors, choices, the whole schmear. We've got the link for you. Tees for Bibles is in the show notes. Please check it out because, like I say, every time you buy a shirt, another Bible gets donated. So it's our ministry arm. Please support us. Tees for Bibles. You can find it at stephenbethany.com or, again, in the show notes there. All right, we will insert the ad right here. I don't know why I'm speaking like a German accent, but whatever.
Do you want me to
open it? By the way, Caleb, I forgot to tell you. We're going to be making a phone call in the third segment. Did you see that? No, he didn't see that. He doesn't pay. He's an engaged man now. He doesn't care.
Told you.
He comes in.
Lose half of their brain capacity.
Well,
it's not his fault.
He's coming in. So what I need to do? I just need to Bluetooth it in here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me. Yeah, in the audio channel, the Bluetooth audio channel. That's what we will do. We'll make that call coming up here in just a little bit.
This is the Bluetooth audio channel?
That's correct. The one marked with the Bluetooth icon.
You pointed at this one.
Well, no, I was pointing with my finger.
Stop. Steve, if you don't know which one it is, just admit you don't know. You don't have to lie to my face. All right.
Why don't you start?
We need to talk about conflict amongst
podcast
hosts. All right. All right, we are back talking about conflict this week. Last week we talked about conflict with coworkers and how do you handle people that just are different from you and have different personalities. And so this week we're going to be talking about conflict within marriage. And this is something that, I don't know, I think applies to pretty much everybody that's married, because no matter how good your marriage is and how much, you're alike and how well you get along, at some point, you're still different people. So you're going to have differences in opinion or just maybe something that you kind of don't really agree on, and you have to work through that. So I think this is something that is going to apply to everybody. But it can be a little hard because you and I have both talked about this. We're not like argumentative people. Mm-hmm. We're not confrontational people. And you and I both get along really well with our spouses. And so it can be kind of hard when, we don't have a bunch of conflict within our marriages. But I mean, I'm speaking for you in this, but I feel like it can be a little challenging in that way.
No, it absolutely can. And when you start talking about that other person, that significant other that God has placed you in marriage with, and you start thinking about how much you love them and how much that's the one person you want to spend the rest of your life with and the whole thing, all of a sudden, if we're not careful, that conflict can really have us lashing out and hurting that person we care the most about. Yeah. And I think we have to make sure we have some ground rules set up before you get to that point, because that's the worst thing that can happen. And really, that's what usually happens, because how many times do you have an argument with your spouse or with someone else, and you start down the road and you get into it and you're going back and forth, and after maybe 5-10 minutes, really, you don't know what started it.
Yeah.
You don't know what caused the problem.
Frustrated.
You just know that you're frustrated, right? And so that to me says that most things are very small, that we've got to make sure we keep a lid on before it blows up into a great big thing where we can really start hurting people's feelings and really causing damage.
Yeah.
That maybe can't be reversed. Because here's the thing, the Bible talks about in James, your tongue. Mm-hmm. I when I speak to kids, especially littler kids, I'll ask them, I'll say, okay, what is the most dangerous weapon in the whole world? Well, some people, you get the little kids, the rear naked choke, which is MMA.
Right.
You get that, or a nuclear bomb times 50, or, all this kind of stuff. And then my answer always is, well, no, the most powerful weapon is your tongue, because it's the whole thing. You can speak life, you can speak death, you can speak positive stuff.
It can set a forest fire.
It can set a forest. That's what James says,
exactly.
in the Bible. So exactly right. So I think while we're discussing that and we're starting to talk about conflict with our spouse, I think we have to make sure we have some guidelines and ground rules for conflict. I think that's the only way to go. And the reason, again, because you want to make sure you don't go too far. And I think the way you can kind of start with this is there are kind of, when they talk about politics, there's the third rail.
Yeah.
They talk about, because you touch the third rail and you die.
Right.
Well, you don't talk about the third rail. And I think there are certain issues in every couple's life that are third rail. You just don't want to go there ever. And I can remember, and I will give you an example of me and my wife. This is back when we were dating. And she and I were talking with another friend. There's a group of us, and we're just talking. And I brought a certain thing up, and we all laughed and whole thing.
Yeah.
And then a little bit later, she said, that really kind of hurt my feelings. And I was like, I was blown away. I was shocked. I was like, I would have never said this if I knew it was going to hurt your feelings. She said, yeah, I'm kind of sensitive about that. And again, she didn't bring it up in front of the whole group or anything. She as her boyfriend, she asked me at the time, just, and I think I can say after whatever, it's been 23 years almost of marriage, that I haven't ever brought that up again. And just because I know that it really hurt her when I said that, and which in turn broke my heart because I didn't want to hurt her, So I think knowing that person, I mean, I don't have to say it. You know exactly what would be something like that for Cody, right?
Well, yeah, because Cody's told me. Like,
well, there you go.
Kind of the same situation. I had cracked a joke, just, I think it was around his family. I just cracked a joke, and we got in the car, and, he wasn't mad. He wasn't upset, but he just said, hey, can you do me a favor? Don't joke about that. Like, can you just not bring that up? And I haven't since. Like, that was it. And I don't know. At the time, I think my first response was to get a little defensive of like, well, I was just kidding. I'm not serious. I don't mean it. But he said, well, I know you're kidding, but I don't appreciate it. Like, I don't like that. I said, all right, cool. We're done. Like, no worries about it. And so I dropped it, and we haven't talked about it since. Like, I mean, that was where that joke died that day. That was it. And I think that can be helpful, as awkward as it can be, to say to someone, like, hey, I don't think that's funny. That hurts my feelings, or that just bothers me, or whatever, whatever that situation may be. You need to be open about that, because at the end of the day, your spouse can't read your mind. So
that's exactly where I was going next, is you have to be open with that, because we are not mind readers. As much as you probably know Cody better than any other person, and I know my wife Jana better than any other person, I still can't read her mind, and she can't read mine. So if something's bothering me, or something she said was really particularly hurtful to me, and I just kind of let that go and assume she should have known better, that's tough to do.
It can be kind of hard too, because I think, my husband and Cody and I, we have very similar personalities in a lot of ways. And there's times where I think we can read each other's mind. For example, like 2 days ago, I called him and said, hey, do you want to grab dinner with so-and-so? And he goes, I was about to call you and ask if you wanted to grab dinner with so-and-so. We had the exact same thought at the exact same time. Those situations happen every now and then, where you're like, we're on the same page. We know exactly what the other person's thinking. We got it, and that's a kind of a confidence boost in marriage. But on the flip side of it, if you get too cocky and you start thinking, I don't need to call them and ask them if they want to do this, or I don't need to communicate with them about this, that's where conflict can really come in, because there's also been times in our marriage where I've said, hey, we have this tomorrow night, and he'll say, you never told me we had that. And I said, yes, I did. And he goes, no, you didn't. And then you go back and forth, and that's where conflict or an argument can come up.
Again, exactly. And I think those situations call for, making sure that you take a step back, even though you're arguing over something as silly as, did I tell you or did I not tell you? Again, you're right. On the surface, when you first bring that up, it's like, well, I know good and well you didn't say that to me. Well, yes, I did.
I'm telling you now.
So now, right. And so that's where it could start. But somebody, one of you, both of you, have to say, okay, look, does it really matter in the grand scheme? Who said what? Okay, we've got this on the books. Let's go ahead and do it, whether I meant to tell you or you meant to tell me, whatever,
I think, too, a big portion of marriage is overlooking. And I don't mean that in like you overlook major red flags or abusive behavior or anything like that. I don't mean that at all. But if he leaves his towel on the floor after he gets out of the shower and doesn't put it in the hamper or doesn't hang it up, you overlook that. Like, if it really becomes a point of contention where it's driving you up a wall, you can kindly say, hey, do you mind hanging up your towel? Like,
because that's one of those things that he may not have ever thought about, but that bothers you, so he's probably going to make an effort. I'm gonna pick up my towel because I don't want her to harp on it again, and I know it bothers her, so I'm going to try not to do things to bother her.
Exactly, yeah. But I think there's also a point of, you married an imperfect person, just like they married you, and you're an imperfect person. And so you can't go into marriage thinking that this person is just going to understand everything that bugs you and everything that can push your buttons, and they're going to just act perfect, and they're going to be everything that you need them to be all the time. That's not realistic. And so I think there's a balance within it of knowing really picking your battles, knowing what's worth it. If, it really annoys you when they leave your towel on the floor, but hey, you pick it up, it's not a big deal. That's something that you can overlook. And if it really becomes an issue, you can talk to them. But those things aren't worth just starting a yelling match over. I think that's where a lot of kind of pointless conflict comes in, of like, this isn't even worth fighting over. Just find a compromise, or find an easier way to figure out, where you're going. It's like, I think sometimes arguments escalate when they don't need to. This shouldn't even be an argument. This should just be a, hey, do you mind doing that? Thank you. I appreciate it. And then that's where it ends. But oftentimes I think people's pride gets in the way, and just kind of maybe unmet expectations or whatever, and it can really escalate a situation when it doesn't need to.
Absolutely. Now, let's flip the script a little bit. Let's talk about that married couple who, for whatever reason, has conflict all the time, and it seems like both sides are so frustrated with one another, are just so frustrated, not necessarily with one another, but with just the fact that it seems like we can't have a civil conversation. How can we get them to kind of retrain themselves and to really take a step back and let's take a new direction and let's start.
Well, this reminds me of the couple that actually did Cody and I's premarital counseling. They are some of my favorite people in the world. They're super wonderful and wise. And they described it as marriage is a dance, and some couples waltz. She said, Cindy, the wife, she said, you and Cody are probably going to waltz. You guys are really similar. You kind of do life the same way. You normally are on the same wavelength. You think alike. You guys are kind of just going to do this gentle waltz throughout your life. She says other couples like to tango, and they're like feisty, and it's like kind of a fiery dance that they do. And so there might be just more conflict. They maybe like to fight a little bit more than you guys do. And what she said, her purpose in that illustration was just because another couple kind of responds differently to arguments or disagreements, or just maybe they just do life differently, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So
No.
I think that needs to be said first and foremost, is not all conflict is bad, and maybe you and your spouse are just more argumentative and more confrontational, and that's kind of how you guys work. You're not going to be this vanilla couple that doesn't have any issues.
Okay, if you're as old as I am, you'll remember the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
There was one of those episodes where there was a couple in town and they just fought like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
They threw stuff at one another. They broke glasses and
Yeah.
broke plates and the whole thing, And so Andy was called in to try to mitigate between them. And so he started them on couples like relationship, how to say please and thank you, dear, I love you, you're
Yeah.
so courteous, and this and all that. And they went through it, with their teeth, bit down and grinding and everything.
Yeah.
And they tried their best. But then at the end of the episode, you realize they're better off that way. And now, again, that's an extreme thing with throwing stuff
Right.
and breaking and really. But, yes, I think that does happen. There are people who do have more of a fiery temper and more of a passionate kind of view on everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes that comes out and blows up. But the thing you got to realize, though, I still think there still should be those ground rules of the third rail.
Yeah.
I really think even in situations like that, where you're so passionate and you're so, hey, I'm gonna respond right now quickly. I still think you've got to make sure that you don't go incredibly hurtful with the things that you say.
Right. Because, I think God made us all differently. He made us all unique. And so you're going to bring your unique personality into your marriage. So maybe, yeah, you are more passionate and feisty and kind of like to fight. And, that's how you kind of express yourself.
Yeah, because honestly,
Yeah.
you and I have talked about, we're both kind of cut from the same cloth of not very
Yeah.
confrontational people.
Exactly.
And most people, and there's a lot of people that aren't like that.
Exactly, yeah. And so I think while that might be true of you and your personality, at the end of the day, personalities aside, the point of marriage is a sanctification process. It's to really kind of show us our weak spots and where we're strong, and to really just make us more in the image of God. I think that's part of marriage. And of course, that's part of being a believer in general. And so if you are married and you're a believer and that's your personality, I think you need to look at it as, okay, God made me a certain way, but also how am I reflecting Christ to my spouse? Even if I have this natural temper and I like to fight and I like to have this confrontation, is it worth it? And am I showing Christ in this situation? And I think kind of on the flip side, people that are maybe more like me that aren't super confrontational, you can still sin without fighting with your spouse. Like, I think being like avoidant, avoiding them and kind of giving them the cold shoulder, or not
Or making it all up in your mind, just holding it, being angry, even though they have no idea what you're angry about. You left your towel on the floor every day this week, and I'm furious over it, but I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, or even just saying, I'm fine when you're not. You're lying to your spouse. You're not fine. And so I think no matter what your personality looks like or really how you communicate with your spouse, it all comes back to reflecting Christ, and are you honoring the Lord in your marriage? And then, like, what is maybe God trying to teach you? so it annoys you that your spouse leaves their towel on the floor. Get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a chance for you to show patience and exercise that, and just be more patient with your spouse. I think there's situations in marriage that really can test us and kind of, maybe rub us the wrong way, but it's all part of the process of being more like Christ. And I'll say this again, earlier I said it, of course, but we're not talking about any abusive situations or, very toxic situations that are not safe. We're not talking about that. We're talking about minor irritants that aren't worth fighting
because
over.
Look, listen, if you find yourself in a toxic situation, for sure being verbally, mentally, emotionally abused, get out.
Yeah, of course.
Find a way to get out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We don't want to be misunderstood in that at all. But again, I think just to underscore everything, I think it would be really good if the wife would do it, but especially if the husband would say, hey, sweetheart, let's sit down. Let's talk about our conflicts. Let's talk about some ground rules, and let's set up those third rails that we're just not going to touch. Mm-hmm. Have that communication, and then go from there, I think would really help a lot of marriages. All right. That was good.
Nice.
That was really good. I thought that was good. All right. So now we're going to call, her name is Amber.
Amber.
Yes. She's got a really cool story here. Can we get some I feel like David Letterman. Can I get some dialing music, Caleb? David Letterman would ask Paul Schaefer. Paul Schaefer would play the piano. Let's see. Oh, first let me turn my Bluetooth on. So you guys thought when you paid for your Patreon, you thought, hey, we're just going to get some fun stuff. You're getting the real deal.
You're getting
behind the scenes
Steve typing in a
Where's
phone number.
Yes, exactly right.
You're
This is
welcome.
behind the scenes as it gets, baby. Okay, so I'm connected to the Rodecaster. Okay, that's the high dollar audio board we have here. So now let's find the phone number. I'm not going to give her number out over the
That's nice of you.
Over the airway. Oh, let me see. Where did I?
Caleb, you should just snip all this out.
No.
Make it look like we're immediately connected.
Here it goes, right here. Okay, so, all right, there we go. We have a ringtone.
Okay, we're back. We're calling Amber.
She said she was going to answer. She told me.
Hi.
Hey, Amber.
Hey.
Hey, it's Steve and Bethany.
Hi, Steve and Bethany.
How are you?
Doing good. How are y'all?
We're good.
We're excellent. We wanted to call and congratulate you for winning the Amazon gift card that you signed up for.
Yay. Thank y'all so much. I'm super excited.
Do you have anything in mind that you're going to spend it on? Do you have things in your cart ready to go, ready to check out?
I don't, because I couldn't remember how much it was. But, yeah, I've been trying to, in my head, just think about maybe some ideas or things. And we got birthdays coming up and all that fun stuff. So I can't decide whether I'm going to spend it on somebody else. Or myself.
Well, okay, you know that phrase, don't spend it all in one place? Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to be able to spend it all in one place. It's not that much.
It's just Amazon. Yeah.
It's just an Amazon Express. It's not that much.
That's the best part of Amazon.
Exactly.
Well, now this is fun. You and I talked on the phone, I guess it was yesterday, maybe Saturday, to set up this interview to make sure we would be able to get it on the air and everything. You are in Montgomery, Alabama, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now how in the world did you find the Steve and Bethany podcast?
Well, my husband was stationed in Little Rock area for about a little over 4 years. And that's when I found you guys when I believe it was you guys were with the fish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how my daughter and we used to always listen to you guys going to and from school and work. And that's how I got connected with you guys and then joined the newsletter. And then when we moved here, found out about the podcast. So that's how I found you guys and have been able to keep up with everything.
That's so cool.
That
I love
really
that.
is.
You kind of followed us around the country. I love it.
Yeah, technology is really great now.
Absolutely. You're spreading the Steve and Bethany gospel in Alabama.
That's so
love
cool.
that.
I love it.
So we are so glad. Now, how old is your kids? Did you say you had one kid or two?
We actually have two. We have a 13-year-old girl, and then we have a little boy that'll turn 3 in April.
Oh, wow.
So
that's so exciting.
You've got them spread out like I do. I've got my my between my middle and my youngest is almost 9 years to the day.
Yes, we're about 10 years, and looking back on it, I don't think I could have. At one point we wanted twins at the same time. If you could get it over with, and then you'd have your two. But
Right.
now I know that God was smarter than I was. I don't think I could have survived that. My daughter's been a huge help, and having them spread out like that, it has its own challenges as with everything does. But we're happy with it. She loves her little brother, and he thinks she hung the moon, and so it'll be interesting this year as they both get into sports.
Mhm.
So that I think that will eventually be interesting. But at least I can't imagine having two in diapers.
Hey, would you mind calling my husband and telling him that? Because he wants me to have twins. Not that we have any control over that, but he's like, I think twins are a great idea. Just, one pregnancy and get it over with and have
Really?
two. Yeah, he's been
Wow.
trying to talk me into that. I'm like, first of all, I have no control over whether or not we have twins. So I need you to talk to him about that and talk him out of it.
Yeah,
Because I don't think I could handle it. I couldn't do it.
Well, Amber,
That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I don't, I'm not certainly trying to ask your age on this, but we had ours. I mean, we were in our 40s when we had our last child. Are you guys kind of relatively young, or are you like old like us?
Well, let's see. My husband will turn 41 next month, and then I will turn, I think I turn 39 this year.
Really? So,
Yeah,
okay, so you
that's not bad
you were
then.
late 30s then.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, because there's nothing like the shock of finding out your wife is pregnant once you're over the age of 40. It's just like, are you kidding
Steve's
me?
exhausted,
Yeah, well,
basically, is what
yes,
he's trying
all
to say.
the time.
Yeah, it is definitely different. The energy levels are different 10 years later.
There's no doubt.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and it's nice that because you can't quite keep up with them all the time, so we tag team a lot.
Absolutely.
But then, every now and then we just tag our 13-year-old and go, okay, your turn.
That's exactly right. That's exactly how you play it.
You got like a third parent almost. That's awesome.
You
Yes.
got it down, Amber. Congratulations. That's good on your part. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for listening and being a part of the newsletter and just, being a part of our little thing we've got going here.
I think it's so amazing that you've been able to keep up and kind of travel with us all over the country. I just think that's really cool. So, Amber, we certainly appreciate you and love your support. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you guys. Love listening to the podcast, and thank you guys so much. I kind of needed a little a little blessing, a little pick me up, and so that was really, really fun to get Steve's text message that I had won the gift card. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations. Thanks so much again. Have a wonderful day, okay?
Bye, Amber. Thanks.
Y'all too. Bye. Bye-bye.
That's Amber from
So
Montgomery,
sweet.
Alabama.
She
Yes.
was so sweet.
Absolutely. She was very nice. That's the kind, you want to give away stuff all the
Yeah.
time, right? But that's the kind of person you want to give it away to. Somebody who's going to appreciate it and just is such a warm and friendly person. I feel like if I was in Montgomery, I
We
could
would be
call
friends.
Amber and say, hey, can I come have for dinner
And
with
I
you?
feel like too, she would be somebody that would really have my back on not having twins. I think if that's what the Lord has for us, I trust
Sure.
that the Lord will give me the strength I need. I'm just saying right now, I can't do it. I look at people that have twins like they're superhumans.
Of course. Oh,
I
do
don't
too.
get it. I'm just like, you guys are next level mom and dads. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's too much. So I need her to talk to Cody.
Yeah, and see, we were kind of concerned about that at one point because my mom is a twin.
Oh, well, it skips a
And-
generation. So your kids are supposed to have twins.
Well, okay, and then there's twins on my wife's side too. So we were
Yeah.
thinking we didn't
You
have a
guys might
choice,
get it,
but
yeah.
we didn't. We kind of didn't. I don't want to say lucked out, but we didn't
no,
have it.
you
we
just
didn't have
didn't get it.
That we just didn't
You
get
just
it.
didn't get it. Your kids might have twins though.
That's what my daughter's already kind of planning on. She's like, yeah, I think I'll probably have the twins, is what she says. So
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of contests, Amber won the Amazon gift card contest.
She did.
Which is really cool. And we've got this new one that's going at with our newsletter. We want people to sign up for the newsletter. So I thought we could come up with a cool contest to get people to sign up. So here's the thing. We're going to be interviewing a celebrity coming up real soon. Now, if you're watching on Patreon, you already know who it is. And you're
Right.
going to get the interview crazy early before anybody else
Right.
does. So you're not really eligible. Everybody else, though. So we thought we would give clues through our newsletter. So sign up for our
As
newsletter.
to who the interviewee is.
Yeah, and we'll make it worth your while because we're going to give away $100 in Steve and Bethany prize pack.
Merch.
Just merch. We're going to give T-shirts. We're going to have some books and some CDs and all kinds of fun stuff we'll throw in there. We'll steal whatever we can off Caleb and TJ's desk. We'll put it together in a little gift
You're gonna be
bag.
like, have you guys seen my flashlight? Have you guys, have you
you
guys
know,
seen
well-
my phone? Where, like,
Well, we have
random
listeners
stuff.
that need stuff.
That's
that
true.
need gifts.
We
so
must.
there you go.
We must respond,
We
even
must
if it means we steal. We must do it. Well,
Stealing
just
is
don't
such a harsh
don't
word.
use your gross finger thing because you're
I
gonna leave
won't.
blood all over the place and they'll know who did it. So don't do that.
So anyway, if you would like to sign up to find out what the clues are, you have to do that with our newsletter. So do that at stephenbethany.com. We've got the link in the show notes right there. Just click that, sign up for the newsletter, and every Friday we'll send you the newsletter that comes out. It's called the Hope Blast. We have all kinds of fun stuff in there, but including now these clues as to who we're going to be interviewing.
I think it'll be
coming up
interesting
soon.
to get everybody's responses and see if they know.
Oh, in fact, we sent the first one out
Yeah.
last week. We
I
had,
saw that one.
Gosh, I can't even remember how many answers that we had, but I went through
a wide
every
variety.
I went a wide variety of answers, none of them correct.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll just throw that out there.
Okay.
You can register as many times as you want to. If you should happen to get it correct, we'll put all of those correct answers in a drawing for the $100 prize pack.
I
If we
like
don't,
it.
if we don't, we'll just draw a random winner. So
Yeah, we'll see.
So there you go. That's what we've got going. So please sign up. This is going to be fun, and I'd love to see a lot of people join us because that newsletter is a fun little thing.
Oh
to put
yeah, well,
together
and it's a
every
lot of fun things within it, and some encouragement, and kind of some bonus
Yeah,
things.
fun, like good news stories and devotional thoughts and all kinds of good stuff.
Fun
So
stuff.
you'll like it a lot. So I think it's time to put a bow on this one. Let's get these credits out of the way. And
Yeah, we
want
want to say a big thank you to TJ Nichols and Caleb Reese. They are the people
the
that put
newly engaged
Caleb
Reese.
Reese. They are the people that really put this thing together. They keep the lights on, or I should say turn the lights on for us. They are the ones that make sure our microphones are working and organize everything. They're all with Blue Stream Media. So if you have any events going on, live events or video, audio, visual needs, all that stuff, be sure to contact them. It's bluestreammedia.com, BLU streammedia.com.
Yeah, and they'll travel. I mean, any
will.
event that you've got, they'll
Anywhere you need 'em.
They'll sign up for you. And here's the thing too, with them taking all that responsibility, they also take if you're angry about anything, if you think something that did not go right to your standards, blame them.
Yeah, just
Send
contact them, bluestreammedia.com.
That's exactly right. We put all the content of this little podcast together. It's
We
been
do.
fact-checked by no one, and we are ready to call it a day.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it.
Oh, and before I leave,
Yeah, you have to say.
I have to say this because our official show observer,
It was
Kevin,
a good catch.
caught us last week where I didn't say goodnight Olive Branch.
So you have to say it twice.
Kevin he's like, I mean, I don't know what you would call him, but
We
he's
really
like
need
the
to
defender.
We need to send the show to him first before we post it. Because I feel like it would be a lot cleaner. It
Because
would just
he's-
catch things.
He's the we got to come up with a good name for him. The catch, not the catcher. That's not the
No.
sound.
We'll-
We gotta-
we'll
something
think on
pithy.
it.
So anyway, Kevin, thank you for catching that, and good night, Olive Branch. Talk to you next week.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
You
Caleb,
looked
are
at the
you
wrong
ready?
camera on that one, but it's fine.
Who did?
You did.
What did I look at?
You looked over there.
What was I supposed to look at?
Right
Oh,
there?
I'm sorry. I apologize. 1,000 apologies.
Ready?
I think so. Caleb is ready over there.
Wait.
There we go.
It was a
Yay.
little late. I didn't
Welcome
have
to
it
the
turned up.
Aftercast. Okay, you got the pictures loaded up in there, Caleb? All right, very good. He's nodding his
Oh, we
head
got to
over
turn
there.
his microphone on.
He doesn't have one. See,
don't
he's
have
so
one.
he's so
We're
uninterested
supposed to
in
give
this.
you were supposed to tell your story.
Yeah,
Go get one.
just hurry. People are waiting. He's so uninterested in this.
No, he's just excited and nervous.
I guess.
Look
I
at
don't
him go.
know. Yeah, he's scurrying off like a little squirrel for the acorns.
We're so rude. We need to be nicer. We need to be better people.
So, how about this? Every
hold
time we have the downtime, let me tell you a joke. What's a ninja's favorite tennis shoe?
Oh, sneakers.
A sneaker. That's it.
There you go. Good
Very
job. All right, Caleb's back.
good.
He has a microphone.
Okay, he's got the microphone. Let's see.
Which one do I need to hook it up to? 3 or 4? I think it's 4. That was last time.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, it's 4.
Okay, yeah, I heard the pop. That's good. All right,
Yep.
so Caleb's got his microphone now, so he's all
Okay.
ready to go. So so let's backtrack and let's
Hold
for
on,
those
I'm going to
that
move my chair so I can see him.
okay, so let's backtrack a little bit and let's go back to you decided when to pop the question. This has been what, a couple of months now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is back January-ish.
Since about the beginning of the year.
Okay. So yeah, and you and her had talked about ring style. We showed the ring on the
The
pre-show.
ring is so pretty, by the way. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
We showed it on the pre-show last week. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, go back and watch it in the archives. So the pre-show or the ring is very nice, and so now we come to the day where you decide that you're going to just ditch every plan that we came up with and decide to go out on your own. So now he's not amused by that.
No, he's pulling up pictures.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think he's I don't think he's paying attention.
Which is I know.
It's fine.
So
I was
okay.
getting a picture for the.
Yeah,
part.
he's
Oh,
getting
okay.
a picture.
I'm sorry.
He is doing his job. Get
And
off
he's
him.
he's doing a
My
fine
word.
job.
You see how I defend you, Caleb?
I know, for
You
real.
See this?
See,
Yes.
okay, so we've got that, and now Caleb, you decide what to propose. What's
How
the
did it
plan?
all go
How did
down?
it all unfold?
So basically, TJ and I were actually coming home from a show in Little Rock, and I was I couldn't think of how to get her dressed up or how to have her nails done.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which are two important things.
yeah, long story short, I thought of doing a photo shoot. Well, her best friend owns a photography business. And I texted her. I was like, hey, if I paid you, would you do a fake giveaway on Instagram?
Yeah.
And she said yes about the engagement. So she made a fake giveaway, and Ellie entered it. And
Did you know that Ellie would enter it?
I was freaking out. She didn't enter it till the last day.
Oh,
no,
okay.
really?
Yeah.
It was up for 4 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, gosh, she has to see this. And Hannah was texting me every day. Like, she hasn't entered it. She hasn't. And I didn't want to send it to her because I didn't want to
Sure.
give off any, like,
Yeah.
you know.
No, that's a good call on your part. Yeah,
And
yeah.
So finally she texted me, hey, Ellie just entered the giveaway. And she was going to announce Sunday who the winner was. And Sunday she was over at our house for lunch. Ellie was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she ran in the living room and was like, I want a giveaway. And I was like, what giveaway?
Oh,
Very
okay.
good.
Played it cool. Played it cool.
I was just, and so,
Now,
Well-
were your parents hip to this too?
yeah, everybody knew.
Okay, so
I told her parents how I was doing it as well.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's good. So they didn't blow it or act all
Oh,
weird
I
or
was worried.
suspicious.
Yeah.
See, that's the only thing about adding multiple people. in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You worry if they're going to kind of give it away. So
Yeah.
so they did. The parents did a good job.
No, and we planned the after party at her parents' house
Mm-hmm.
at the Hooten's household. And so I was freaking out because her mom's a big clean freak, that she was going to be cleaning a lot and just blow it and give it away, because Ellie was going to be at her house that day getting ready for the photo shoot.
Right.
Just
Okay.
naturally. And so we had planned to go photo shoot, and I said we'll go to dinner and go bowling and just hang out and watch a movie. And so that was our plan for the day.
Okay.
And so anyway, we're downtown Benton. We meet Hannah for the photo shoot, and we're taking pictures, and I'm wearing this.
Just give us an idea of how you were feeling emotionally.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
We went to lunch that day, Ellie and I, at Burger Shack
Really?
in downtown Benton.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I told everybody I wasn't going to be nervous till about lunch on Friday. And so, yeah, it was about lunch. I started getting nervous. I was like, oh, crap, I'm proposing tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Could
so-
you-
What was the timeline? From lunch to whenever
Yeah,
it
so
happened?
lunch, and I told her I had to go to work at church to go drop her off. We were also worried about rain. If it was going to be pouring down rain, we weren't going to be able to take pictures. And so I was thinking of a backup plan. I was going to propose here
Uh-huh.
in there, just set up something real big
Yeah.
Sure.
for us to, like, hey, I got to go to the office.
We could have been there.
We could have
Yeah.
been there.
We could have
for
been there
that,
for
yeah.
that.
Could have been when I called you.
Just say.
Yeah.
And
Get
so-
down here. Get down here.
Plan-
It's going down.
Plan
It's happening.
B.
It's happening.
And so,
This is not a drill.
Steve would have been like, I will come at 90 miles an hour.
I'm heading down, baby. left lane, hammer down.
thankfully the rain held off.
Right.
And so we went to go have pictures at 4. I picked her up at like 3:30, and I picked her up, and I was watching. When I pulled up, you can see they have these big windows. I could see her mom was just sitting there working on the computer. And I think she's working on the computer that morning too, and I picked her up for lunch.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like her mom was just chilling, waiting for her to leave.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Because they said after she left, they went and party planning, set up everything.
Sure. So let me ask you this: do you remember anything from lunch, or are you just—that's the only thing you're thinking about?
I remember
is I'm
everything.
proposing tonight.
I
Oh, do you
remember
really? Okay,
and
good.
I typed everything in my notes because after the proposal and after everything happened, she even asked me, "Did you even get down on a knee?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She didn't
Wow,
even. She
yeah.
didn't realize. Wow.
And
Okay.
So you were feeling nervous.
I was nervous.
Okay.
And so we go to take pictures. I'm wearing a big puffy Columbia jacket. I'm not taking pictures in it though. I'm have a button down, but the ring's in the pocket. You can't see it.
Right.
Right.
That was smart. Little
And
puppy.
Very good.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Because if it's in my back pocket, it's like just a big box.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so
She would think you took up dipping or something.
Right. yeah.
And so I kept moving it back and forth when I thought I was about to ask, just to my back pocket. Well, we had moved locations, so I'd move it back to my, like she'd be walking in front of me, I'd move it back to my, it's real natural. Like I wasn't worried about her seeing it really. And so finally we get to this crosswalk, and everybody always asks why downtown Benton, but for us, like we never had a specific location we met or anything. Like we met at a worship night, and the first time we went out to eat was with friends at Waffle House.
Right.
And I wasn't going to propose either one of those places.
I don't know why you would want to propose at Waffle House.
Yes, indeed. You talk about a memorable proposal.
Well, no, this is a little
you
side
can get
note.
the smothered
Have
and
you
covered
seen-
and fried and dyed, laid to the
you about
side
to say
of
the-
hash brown.
Have you
Photo
seen what
shoots.
Waffle House does for Valentine's Day? They put
Yes.
tablecloths out
Yeah.
and put
They
like
do.
roses on the table.
Yeah.
So they could have
Oh,
done
man.
that for you.
And so just Benton, because that's where we met
Sure.
in town, and we love downtown. And so anyway, we're at this, we take all these pictures, and we're at this crosswalk, and it's not in my back pocket at the time. And we come back to the little corner of the street on the sidewalk, and I go, well, do you want to go take a picture over there at those bricks or right over there? She says, no, I'm good. I think we're done. And I'm just like,
we're not
Well,
done, sister.
no, we're not. We have one more.
and Hannah knows, and she's held it together really well too. And so I'm like, hey, let's go get one more picture out here at this crosswalk, and like you get on my back or something. I just want a few more like to choose from. And she was just like, okay. And
That
She
didn't
didn't
seem-
think that was weird.
Yeah, she didn't think that was weird at all. Okay.
She had no idea. And so I walked out there, and I'm about to show you this first picture. A lot of people haven't seen these.
Okay.
And
Yeah, walk us through this. This
Yeah,
is like
absolutely,
step by step.
yeah.
I got 4 pictures, and so I basically grabbed both of her hands and I checked both ways for cars because there was a lot
Safety
of traffic
first.
because it was like school time, and I just said, "Hey, I know you've been waiting on this day a really long time," and that right when I said that, she knew.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
That
So
is.
her mouth dropped, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I said like 2 or 3 things. I typed it all on my phone, and
Oh.
then got down on one
You didn't
knee.
read it from your phone, though, did
No,
you?
I
Okay,
didn't.
good.
No, he memorized
All right,
it.
good, good.
Got down on one
Look
knee.
how cute she looks. in
You
the
guys look
orange.
so
yeah, y'all
cute.
do.
I
Asked
love
her if she'd
it.
marry me, and she said yes,
Oh,
obviously.
I love it. So she was shocked, right?
Oh,
Okay,
that's a
check
great
out that
picture.
ring. How good is that ring?
Yeah.
It's so pretty. So
That's-
she was
Yep.
shocked, right?
Oh, yes.
Was it raining? Did it start to rain?
No, it would never. It maybe misted barely, but
Yeah.
that's it.
That is so precious. And if a car had come by, I think it's safe to say to just be like, okay, hold on a minute.
For real, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
proposing to someone. I'm asking them the biggest question ever.
This almost looks like something you would see in a magazine.
Those
you know,
are
it
great
really does. This
pictures.
is a great picture out in front of the courthouse. I mean, it's just,
That's
this is really
adorable.
good.
I love
it. Really
it.
is.
And
you
also-
did good, son.
Good job, bud.
After I asked, and we were sitting there hugging in the middle of the street, there was like 3 or 4 cars that were waiting on us, and they all started honking.
Oh,
That's
really?
so
Oh,
cute.
that's great.
I
Oh,
love
that's
that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So what was her response? Did she say yes? Did she say like, of course? Or did she just
She
kind
just
of
said
start?
yes over
yeah.
and over. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think is always so funny is like, because I think girls have, you know, what they'll think, oh, I'll be so composed and be like, yes, of course I will, my love, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. That's not how it goes down. You're just like, what? Yeah. Like, it's just too exciting. That's what I dealt with.
And we took like I think 20 more pictures
Yeah.
of the ring and everything, and
So now you really don't even need to get engagement pictures because you kind of already have them.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's good.
yeah, we took lots of good ones with the ring and everything.
That's awesome.
If she wants to, we can get more, but yeah. And then we went out to eat in Little Rock, and then she knew there would probably be a party, and we showed up, and all her friends and my friends,
Aw.
everybody was there.
That's
Oh,
so cool.
Fantastic.
I
You did
love
good.
that.
Yep.
That's really, really good. And now we got to have to bring her on at some point.
At some point,
We
yeah.
have talked about this poor young lady
Yeah.
for weeks now. everybody that's watching knows
Dude,
everything that's happened in her life over the last 2
Put
months.
together all the clips of us talking.
Oh,
about
that would
it.
be really
See,
fun.
I think that would be well. See, I suggested that
You
Well,
last
did
week.
did
suggest
you
that.
did you tell her what our idea was for proposing?
No.
Well,
Yeah,
don't
tell her that. Yeah.
If we can do that, if we could put those kind of clips together and let her see that,
Yeah.
like in real time.
or I was
and
going to say,
record
just
it.
don't tell her what we thought of.
No,
Becau-
no. Oh, well,
I don't know. I don't know if she should ever know that. That
No, I
might
think
just
she
have to be
should.
something that goes to the grave. With
I'd
all
have to
three
go
of us,
back and watch all the pre-shows of us talking about it.
yeah,
That's
which
all
he
it-
doesn't want to do.
yeah. Well, I could see that in
Well,
his eyes.
they're not that long.
We don't believe
I don't.
you.
I don't
I mean,
remember.
we
I
don't
don't
believe you
remember
at
how
all.
many weeks it was though that we.
It was,
talked
I feel like it was
started
like
about
January.
January, yeah, we
Yeah.
started talking about it
Okay.
because when did you go on your trip?
January.
Yeah. it
So
was
yeah, it was.
January 1st is when we left.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, we talked about it when you got back because you had
Right.
thought
We
about
talked about
talking
it before
about.
that because y'all asked if I was going to ask.
We
on the
talked
trip.
about it around
Yes.
Christmas.
We sure did. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, because she was here for just like 2 seconds one
Yeah.
day.
Yes.
But anyway, so
Well,
anyway,
bottom
that's-
line
but, yeah.
is we're super excited for you, bud.
Thank
yes,
you.
absolutely.
We will expect to DJ the wedding.
Well, no, I don't DJ weddings. No. But I will.
Not
I will
this?
I will officiate the wedding.
And I can walk
you
you down the
ordained?
aisle if you want.
I can be. That's a matter of just a
Right.
Google search, bro.
Yeah.
So
and
um,
I can walk you down, Caleb. Or I
yeah.
can be the ring. Ooh, I hit
I'm,
the
I am,
mic.
an, now,
Or I
I
can
am
be
an
a ring
ordained
bearer.
deacon. If
Okay.
that helps.
You can't marry people though. You're not. It's not
Well,
legal.
you know,
You
well.
could definitely be the announcer that announces us into.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Here's
girls.
the thing.
I think our reception's going to be at the Clinton Library.
Oh yeah, that's a really,
Really?
pretty place.
That's where
Okay.
she wants it to be.
That's
Wow.
really pretty. This is
Wow.
the thing.
Hmm.
Steve, I think, has to be at, like, he had to be at my wedding. He had to be at my sister's wedding, or otherwise I don't think we could have gotten married.
Yeah.
Because he
I did pretty much everything but get married.
He
Yeah.
emceed my wedding. He emceed my sister's wedding. Now he can MC your wedding.
I did the sound for your sister's
You
wedding.
did the sound for my sister's wedding. Yeah.
I came through in the clutch when we were missing some speaker
You
stuff.
Barely found Guitar Center, but
I
you did.
I'm
I'm proud of you. It's okay.
That's exactly right. I had forgotten about that, but I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I did. I had a
I
little
know
trouble
the stories.
locating.
Yeah, I know the stories.
I found a little located, but your sister never knew.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
So anyway, congratulations.
Congratulations.
We are thrilled. And the date? Do we have a date yet?
It'll be 1 year.
1 year. So
a year
a
from
year from-
now.
Yeah, from now.
okay. So
Okay.
well, good. You know what that means?
What?
We do a Steve and Bethany podcast from the ceremony.
We cannot do that
Why not?
because it is not our wedding.
But
no.
it doesn't matter. We're supposed to be on
no.
the side. It'll
no,
be
no,
us.
No.
this
You
is
can do that. I will not be a part of that. No, absolutely not.
All right,
Let's wrap
on
this
that,
thing up.
on that
On that
downer note. We'll see you
Honestly,
next week.
you're
Thank
the
y'all.
only
We love
reason
y'all.
that people don't. I'm the reason people don't get offended by you because I come behind you and I'm like, he didn't actually mean that. No, you're welcome.
Bye,
guys.
y'all. Thanks.